Hello all of you risk takers and truth seekers to the podcast on Go. We are on a minibus with a motley crew, Daniel, Nick, and after certain time arguing on reception where's the missing towels I borrowed, they can't locate the two towels but they located one. We're finally in a taxi to Phuket International Airport. So let the adventure begin to our return back home in Australia. So as you can see, the man next to me, the man of many mysteries, and the boys behind, they're hiding somewhere there. I can see them, yes. So yeah, we are now on the way back to Sydney. Thank God, we have a great travel agent. Our flight from Phuket to KL, it starts 2 p.m. And when we arrive, look, it's gonna be, it's raining here, see? It's like, once when we arrive in KL, today about 4 o'clock afternoon, then we have the amazingly flight, midnight. It's like Cinderella. So it's gonna be 10-hour flight back home from Kuala Lumpur. We truly cannot be more grateful. Holy shit. It's raining. Our travel agent who make this possible, we fly 26 hours from Phuket back to Sydney. So guys, exclusive for Life at Butterfield in a taxi with Daniel Biasi, Nick Betar, and this is, okay, you have something to say?
It was a fantastic trip. It was meant to be raining the whole time we were here, but the gods blessed us with lovely weather, a couple of thunderstorms, and it's actually raining now as we're leaving. So I think Patong is sad to see us go. So
where's the towels?
I don't know. They did a forensic investigation. They found one.
True. And then what they offer me, it's a blank piece of paper to sign off. Unbelievable. Guys, speak to you soon from Phuket International Airport. Just a quick update while we're driving for the last 10 minutes. We're driving for the last 10 minutes and it's raining outside actually. Most importantly, I don't remember we come this way to Phuket. So we're gonna see if we're gonna end up, but we're gonna end up in KL and we're gonna enjoy we're gonna enjoy our bonding of 10 hours on airport. I'm very curious how this is gonna influence our gluteus maximus, aka asses, of sitting for 10 hours on airport. But yeah guys, it's interesting. Phuket is a truly place you must see, you must experience. The words can't describe this. Doesn't matter what I say, you must feel it, this one. But it's always rain, sun, rain. And this is a low season, so rainy season starts November. I said in previous episode, starts in November, ends up in April. This is now beginning of the May, so still a little bit rainy. So we are allegedly, according to my partner in crime, Daniel Biasi, 25 minutes away from the airport, allegedly. We are traveling around 40 minutes so far, and I can't wait to get out of this minibus. It's not that the driver does something wrong. The roads are quite nice, but the traffic regulations are non-existent. And it's a lot of scooters on the road, a lot of braking, a lot of crawling on the road. So I just want you to be prepared when you're traveling between the airport and Phuket that you're gonna experience a lot of delays, despite the roads looking quite reasonable actually, quite reasonable I must say. But what is that in comparison to our traveling from KL to Sydney? It's gonna be total duration of 20 hours, 10 hours waiting on airport, 10 hours flying back. So I think that today ride, did you say something over there?
I just coughed.
Did you interrupt me in my monologue?
Sorry, Murray, British Special Forces.
I was I mean, I'll try to give you the honest review, what you can expect. And please disregard my friends that just jealous of my beautiful English language skills. So I hope you understand this. Another 20 minutes to airport, so speak to them. Now after hour and 10 minutes, we finally arrived in Phuket International Airport, and I feel exhausted. I truly believe this ride from Patong Beach to Phuket Airport, and we have the jam. Okay, first leg of traveling, it's here. Hotel to Phuket Airport. Hello all of you risk takers and truth seekers, and welcome to Phuket International Airport. Behind the camera is my friend Daniel Biasi. And Daniel, thank you very much for the organizing this trip. We're just waiting for two other guys to come from buying the food, and we're gonna roll on this airport looking for some other things, perfumes. So thank you, Daniel, for recording this. Live, the battlefield. I learned this. I learned this in the battle. Let me show you how the Phuket International Airport looks like. Yeah, it's always drama. Do you need something? It's always drama with Daniel Biasi, always. But thank God, logic prevails. So guys, let me show you how the Phuket International Airport looks like, and let's go see what you can find here. That's my friend Daniel Biasi, who organized this trip, and I'm very grateful for that one. So guys, yes, our gate, it's gonna be here on number 11. Actually, we are on 11. The 11 is here.
I can't believe we got it like certain. We can't take certain sizes of just.
Yeah, that's 100 ml.
Butter.
Yeah, because they have the procedures. So Australia.
Oh.
Let's go find those two other stooges.
I want to see what perfume you want.
Must be some food waiting. Zone 1, Zone 2. Oh, they're there. They're buying the food. See?
What's the one?
The only.
Oh, they're over there.
Okay guys, so we are now 30 minutes before we board our plane from Phuket to KL with my friends Nick, Daniel Biasi, Daniel Stojevski. What they're doing over there, as you can see it, they're recording themselves. They try to be me, but it can't be me, it can't be Mario Bekes, but they speak better English. Okay, jokes aside, so I'll show you how the airport looks like in Phuket here. It's quite easy to understand everything. Even there's not much language, English language used as a part of communication between the tourists and the domestic staff. Which I mean, there's a lack of the signages on airport on English. Absolutely it is. But instructions are very easy to follow. As like, you know, first you need to do the passport check. And after passport check, when you do the passport check, you're gonna do the fingerprint check. They do their biometrics, and then you're free to roam inside of the airport. So currently, as like we are behind me, it's at gate number 11. Our flight from Phuket to KL, it's at 2 p.m. and it takes about 1 hour, 10-15 minutes. So I'll speak to you once when we're on a plane. And I hope you're enjoying this raw, unedited version of this podcast, because I want to demonstrate you that not every podcast needs to be polished, that you can record your memories in a way you feel, in a way you understand technology, in a way you think it's the best.
May I have your attention, please? Attention, Jetstar Airways, kindly paging.
Of course.
Passenger name. Select Michelle.
They are-
Select Michelle.
They are continuously calling for this lady. I don't know why. For last hour, they're calling her to report to gate number 9, as you can hear. So guys, yeah, let's go board the plane and let's go fly to Kuala Lumpur. After Kuala Lumpur, we're gonna be in Sydney, but before that we have a 10 hours. Thanks to our travel agent, we have a 10 hours in Kuala Lumpur to wait. That's gonna be interesting. So let's go see what we're gonna do in Kuala Lumpur to try to break those 10 hours instead of sitting on the airport. Let's go try to find how we can make these 10 hours work for us. So guys, let's go board the plane. Hello you risk takers and truth seekers, and welcome to Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Right now, right here, I'm sitting with a good friend of mine, Daniel Biasi and Daniel Stojevski. The fourth member of our team, he's gone to walk around the airport. But I'm sitting here in Paul's Cafe, drinking my coffee latte. It's cold, it's beautiful. It's very hot and humid outside. So the trip, let's talk about trip and journey from Phuket to Kuala Lumpur, what you can expect. 737 Boeing, again Malaysia Airlines, awesome plane, awesome customer service. This time I even got different sandwich. On the way between the KL and the Phuket, I was being given some type of the, I can't even call the crab meat, it was just a mixture of some seafood. It was like terrible. I couldn't eat. But this time they're offering that terrible meat, plus they offer the egg and cheese sandwich. Wow! Who says no to eggs? Of course, that'll be all good, but next to me was a lovely couple who was even more sizable than me, and even I was sitting in an emergency row of exit with more room, leg room, and more space for everybody. The lady next to me, she was terrible. She was sitting and she was hammering me with the elbow, she was hammering me with her back and everything else. And she had a hairy back as well. Anyway, no judgment, who am I to judge here? So the flight was beautiful, you know, it was a little bit cloudy, but what to expect when you're flying in the summer over Asia? It's beautiful, you can smell in the aircon how beautiful Asia it is. Of course, thanks to the amazing travel agency called The Best and Less, my friend Daniel Biasi was sitting at the back of the plane. Daniel Stojevski was front, and Nick was somewhere on the plane. I didn't even saw him. So again, hi. So again, we all been scattered across the plane. So we can't even talk to each other. We can't even elbowing each other. We can't complain to each other. Either I can steal somebody's food. Eventually, after 1 hour and 10 minutes flight, which was very smooth, I must say the Malaysia Airlines improving on daily basis. The customer service, they are very, very happy to give you everything, their hearts and minds, just to please you on their flights. I must say this because when I'm flying in Australia, unfortunately, either Virgin, either Qantas customer service, it's terrible. It's terrible. But that's in Australia. So after 1 hour, 10 minutes, we landed in Kuala Lumpur in main part of the airport, main terminal. So we need to move with our next flight from Kuala Lumpur to Sydney takes the place, which is gate C. So we need to sit on a bus and drive for a couple of minutes between the terminals. So from main terminal to terminal where we are right now, even my friend Daniel Biasi, he was a little bit, you know, uneasy. He wanted to do walking on the main terminal. And then I said, like, why we don't go on our terminal? It's the same thing. So guys, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Malaysia Airlines, Boeing 737, fantastic flight. It was a full flight, customer service 10 of 10. After 1 hour 10 minutes, we landed KL, and again, it was a truly amazing experience. Kuala Lumpur Airport, I remember when I was coming first time here 26 years ago, it looks exactly the same, but this time it's more cleaner, it's a more aesthetic look, all brands, all shops are present. Customer service on the airport, it's tremendously awesome. Even police is laughing when I was doing today couple of vlogs. They said to me, would you like me to hold the camera? I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm the Mario Bekes from Life to Butterfield. So guys, we now have another 5 hours before our flight takes off to Sydney. So that being said, we are sitting here and we are waiting for our next flight, last leg to Sydney. We should arrive 10 o'clock in the morning, Sydney time. And I'm not sure what type of aircraft we're gonna get tonight. I'm gonna give you the updates. One more thing I want to share with you before we wrap it up this vlog from KL International Airport, Kuala Lumpur to be precise. I've noticed that one thing when I'm flying, I'm doing journaling one way or another. Journaling was from the day number one when I was in military as a part being, in position and a responsible officer who needs to take care about his troopers. You write the journals. But when I'm flying, there's something in the air, I can't explain to you. That silence, nobody except the passengers who staring at their little screens, they try to entertain themselves, but everybody can't wait to land. Point was very simple. When I was doing journaling, I was reminiscence of my life and how beautiful it is feeling that you can fly from destination to destination being amongst those puffy white clouds and the blue sky surrounding and enjoying that environment and thinking about your past, present, and what you can achieve in the future. So guys, when you do the journaling, I just start remembering some of things from my past, and it was good thing. So that's something was happening to me. I'm not sure with you guys, but good thing is journal a lot. Now, let me show you the Kuala Lumpur Airport. I'm hoping you're gonna find this very interesting. As I say, it's very clean, aesthetic, customer service is 10 of 10, police, custom, everybody, it's here to give you their hearts and minds. So guys, let's go roll across the Kuala Lumpur International Airport Gate C. Almost time to fly back to Sydney. Well, it's at 10:30 p.m. here in Kuala Lumpur, and our flight it's less than an hour and a half. So 5 minutes to midnight, we're gonna take it off from Kuala Lumpur. As you can see behind me, it's my friend Daniel Stojevski, who has his green cardigan, preparing himself for the cold night, because in the plane there's no heater, they're just putting aircon and we're freezing ourselves in the plane. So guys, let's go hit the gate after 7.5 hours cruel, gruesome waiting on this uncomfortable chase. It's time for us to hit the plane and gate C3. So yeah, let's go show more of the airport before we take it off. Well, there is those two guys, they're just hiding behind me. I try to capture them, yes. I try to capture them.
We don't want to overtake you.
Oh, they think they're funny, but actually I'm doing a favor. I make them famous on a Burger King sign. Don't eat Burger King, you're gonna be fat like me. Anyway, it's time to hit the plane, guys. Gate C3. It's at 10:34 p.m. Yes. what can I say? Gate C3.
Mario Bekes.
Mario Bekes, Special Forces. Mario Bekes, French Foreign Legionnaire.
Never. Training, yes, a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Because they're hardcore.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't know.
Wasn't he? He was their main one.
He was their main one.
That was actually a good movie.
Was it?
Yeah. I don't know what. Legionnaire.
With the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, Van Damme.
Okay. Here we go, it's here. Sydney. Gate C3. It's not even open, but let's go on the C3.
See? That way.
See, some people doing the content creation here. So finally we passed it to the custom security check and everything else, and we are waiting now to board plane. Our journey so far, it's 16 hours old, and we have another 11 hours to come to Sydney. Needless to say, we need to say thank you to the best and less travel agent who succeeded to make us very happy jumping around the airport for the countless hours. I think, as well, when you book the flight who takes you 24 hours to come to Sydney, it's you're certainly wondering how the trip between the Phuket and Sydney ended. Well, it's time to update all of you how the look like trip between the Kuala Lumpur and the Sydney. So as you can imagine, I'm already back in Sydney last few hours, and I just want to touch with you base about this trip between the Phuket, Kuala Lumpur and the Kuala Lumpur, Sydney, which lasted almost 24 hours. It was excruciating, it was very interesting, it was challenging, and as well it was a lot of tiredness, and as well it's put our friendship on the test between all four of us, and we survived. Of course we survived. We come much more stronger than we anticipated. But let me start with you the last leg between Kuala Lumpur and Sydney. Eventually our flight was being called on all speakers, on all the boards, and there was a big display that our gate are open. So we rushed to the gate C3. After sitting almost 8 hours we were sitting on an airport in Kuala Lumpur. And as I say, Kuala Lumpur Airport is truly a tremendous airport. It's very well designed, it's aesthetic, it's clean, the staff, everybody is so nice and polite. Like same thing as we experience in Thailand. People are genuinely open, heart, warm people. And I can't fault on nothing, you know what I mean? Nothing. All what you need to do is obey by the law. Whatever country you are, you obey by the law, everyone's gonna look into you favorably because you bring in the money to the country, you're the tourist, and their job is to provide the best customer service, best customer experience. Nothing difference between all of us. I must say 7.5 hours waiting in Kuala Lumpur International Airport, it is challenging. It is challenging. We waited like so long, and then we had another hour and a half we waited to board the plane once when the gates are open. So we rushed it on the gate C3. You know, we expected we're gonna go through that security, sit in plane and fly to the Sydney. You know, Well, it doesn't happen that way. So we come on the gate C3, that gate C3 is being shared with so many different flights, one of them being delayed for the Jakarta was one example, and there's a couple other flights. One interesting thing in the Kuala Lumpur, I noticed it, what I'm not noticing on many airports. Security has been handled by government employees, not private contractors, no some, buddy who has a big security team, he comes there and does this work. I'm saying this as an expert. I love it, that approach. Either they have a highly sophisticated AI technology. No, they really have the technology which I would say like maybe it's 5, 6, 7 years old, and it's quite good to they use that technology because they need to add that extra layer of the human factor. Not just what the X-ray shows, but as well they need to act upon their intuition after all. Intuition, you know what I mean? So they check our luggage very comprehensively. Everybody on a flight. It's not just relying on the technology. They rely on their training, their working experience, their knowledge, above all intuition. And a couple of people have been, of course, excluded from the flight for their known reasons. So I love the security rather than seeing the private contractor on airport. What do you think? Who is more reliable, accountable? Ask yourself a question when you're flying. You rather see the police officer checking your stuff, or you like to see private contractor who basically he doesn't even speak English, but they're working there. So eventually we boarded the plane. We fly with the Airbus 833-300, and the flight took it about 8 hours to Sydney. First hour of the flight was turbulences. I must say, I was surprised. I was watching the time. I said, like, that's interesting. We still had a fastened seat belt. It wasn't shaking much, but you can see we flying to the heavy storm because the lights was on a wing flashing. It looks like a lightning, but actually it's amongst the clouds. So the light was dispersing and bouncing back on the body of the plane. It was very interesting, but eventually we got some snack. And everybody fall asleep. I'll fall asleep again, and we wake up like an hour before we landed in Sydney. Difference in temperature was tremendous. Flight was full to the last seat, and eventually when we hit the airport in Sydney, there's a new surprise. Somehow, for some reason, my passport hasn't showed the cooperation he should, because somehow security in Sydney is designed. I'm going to talk about this some other time, but it took us so long time we come from the plane to pass the first thing, and that is immigration, because everything is AI, but it's designed in that way that takes so long time, so much hurdles and so many challenges for everybody, and eventually my passport wasn't properly read, and there's a flag, report to immigration officer. Of course, where am I gonna go? I can't go back on the plane. Of course, they're going to report to immigration officer. So lady, she inspects my passport. She look at me. She look at passport. Look at me. Okay, now I need to go to the other counter. On the counter, of course, they apply this, reading the UV under UV lights. Maybe the passport is fake. And I said, no, that's me. I lost a lot of weight. I understand what was this day. Yeah, I lost the weight. Picture 10 years ago my head was bigger, more rounder. So eventually we pass it, and then comes to fight for suitcases. 45 minutes we waited for suitcases. They're never gonna arrive. Of course, couple flights before us, couple flights during our waiting period was added on the list. So everybody, hundreds of people are elbowing each other for the suitcases like there's no tomorrow. And we arrived in Sydney. I'm glad I'm in Sydney. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this raw journey, raw experience with me together. And as I say, I can nothing fault about Malaysia Airlines except to give them the best review again. These people are truly going the length with the customer service. I know they're tired, I know they're exhausted, I know I need to please hundreds of passengers with different characters and different ideas on a flight. But one thing I noticed that because I was sitting on a seat 28G, and I was sitting on that aisle seat, the flight attendant, she spoke to us, because she was fastened seatbelt most of the flight because of turbulences. I understand her tiredness and everything else, but yet she's gone the length to make everybody happy and smile. So Malaysia Airlines, congratulations, well done. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this raw, unfiltered edition by Mario Bekes. At the end, our travel agent, Bestless, my God, who invented that company? I don't know, but the travel organized by that travel agent, it was absolutely adventure. We left Phuket 11 a.m. on Saturday 3rd of May, and we arrived in Sydney on May 4th at 10:15 a.m. So it was more than 24 hours. It was absolutely unnecessary waste of time on airport. Could be different organized. So guys, next time ask your travel agent for the better deal. Let them explain to you the traveling time and everything else, guys. So see you next time, and let's go on next episode now about Thailand trip, and that is self-reflection. What I learned about my trip in Thailand and what you're gonna learn about visiting Thailand. Thank you for watching.